Following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, fifth chapter, text number 9 through 11, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded in June of 1969 at the New Vrindaban Farm Community.
देखा धर्म दयाश्चार्था मुनि वज्रान की पिता न तथा वासुदेव महिमा धनुवर्णित. The defect in that day was being pointed out by spiritual master Narad. That if you have labored very hard in presenting Dharmadaya. Dharmadaya means religiosity, economic development, Dharma Adaya. Adaya means beginning. That means human civilization should begin from religious principles. Otherwise it is not human civilization. Dharmadaya. Therefore in civilized nation there is religion. Maybe in different forms, but religion must be there. The same thing is explained by Narad Muni, that Dharmadaya, first religion, then economic development. Not economic development first. And then sense gratification. And then liberation. The whole plan should be that people should understand that he is not animal. First thing, this is education. In the animal society there is no religion. But as soon as you claim to be in human society or civilized society, then there must be religion. Economic development secondary. Next. Of course, according to medical consciousness, they say Atmanam means they say body. But Atma means this body, this mind and the soul. Real meaning of Atma is soul. So there is a verse, Atmanam sarvato rakshet. First of all, try to save your soul. I think Lord Jesus Christ has also spoken something like that. If after gaining everything, one loses his spirit soul, then what does he gain? It is not. So, this is the principle. Atmanam sarvato rakshat. One should give first protection to the Atma. What is that protection? Protection from the onslaught of Maya, material nature. That is protection. At the present moment, I am under the influence of Maya, under the influence of the three qualities of Maya. So, when I get the opportunity of this human form of life, my first business is to how to protect this Atma, soul. The soul is my transmigrating from one body to another. How foolish we have become. We are enjoying this nice body, human body or American body or very beautiful body. But next moment I do not know what body I am going to get. But those who are in the knowledge how transmigration takes place, They can say what kind of body you are going to take next by your activities. We are preparing our body in our present life, just like we are taken to Krishna consciousness. Our attempt is to prepare for having a spiritual body. That is the whole attempt. And those who are not in Krishna consciousness, in material consciousness, they will have also a body, but this material body means full of misery. Any body you take. Either you take the body of king or you take the body of a dog. The body is misery. It does not mean that when there is disease, only the dog's body suffers, not the king's body. Everyone has to suffer. So, Atmanam Sarvato Rakshet means, real meaning is, you should give protection to the Atma. Means trying to save this soul, your soul, or yourself from this transmigration of the body. And a plain truth, very simple truth is given in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, Janma karma me vidvam jujanati tattva. Simply by understanding what is Krishna, that is also not very difficult to understand. If you follow the scriptural intention. What is Krishna? Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha. He is not ordinary man. His body is Sachidananda, full of bliss, eternal, and full of knowledge. So it is very difficult to understand. He has given proof that Krishna is always enjoying bliss. And Krishna is in instruction, knowledge. There is no comparison. Bhagavad Gita and so many other instructions. And he is eternal. Just like the sun. Sun is eternal, day and night. It is our adjustment of this planet. So Krishna is there. Just like the sun is there, always in the sky. But we think this is night, this is day. And that is adjustment of this planet. Similarly, Krishna is always there. When he is visible, we say that Krishna is living. And when he is not visible, we say Krishna is dead. So simply by understanding Krishna, Janma Karma Vidvam, Tat, in truth, not whimsically, not by your fertile brain, speculation, like this, like that, maybe, perhaps, not this nonsense. Just try to understand Krishna. So, simply by understanding Krishna, Janma Karma Vidvam Jujanati Tattvata, Tattadiha, that person, after leaving this body, Mamiti, he goes to Krishna. And who can go to Krishna unless he has got a spiritual body, the same Sachidananda Vigraha. Unless one has the same Vigraha. Just like we can understand that when you take birth in a particular place, say in Greenland, which is always full with ice, or some other place, so you have got a particular type of body to get. They are the animals, they are the men, they have got a particular type of body, they can bear the severe cold. We cannot. Similarly, when you go to Krishna Loka, you will have a particular type of body. What is that particular type of body? Sachidananda Vigraha. Any planet you go, you must have particular body. So, taptadeham punarjanmanati. And as soon as you get eternal body, then you don't have to come back again to this material world. And that body, Satchidananda Vigraha body, means one who is completely conversant with this service, devotional service. Because you cannot enter into the abode of Krishna with your predominating propensity. In this material world, our propensity is predominant. We want to predominate over you. You want to predominate over me. That is the competition here. So, when we give up this predominating false, predominating spirit, I am Krishna, I am the Lord of all I serve, this nonsensical understanding, when you give up, surrender, Vasudeva Sarvamiti, you understand Krishna is everything, I am simply part and parcel of Krishna. So if we remain part and parcel of Krishna, then our freedom is attained actually. Otherwise there is no freedom. There is false. Monodharma. I am thinking I am God, I am Krishna, I am this, I am that. Nothing. This will simply put me under the clutches of mind. Therefore, Atmanam Sarvato Rakshet means to put oneself in this Krishna consciousness movement. Then your Atma, yourself is protected. Atmanam Sarvato Rakshet. Tato Dharma. Tato Dharma. After you understand, people do not understand what is this business. He thinks that my business is to eat, sleep, mate and die. That's all. This is animalism. Simply they are misled by animalistic civilization. Eating, sleeping, that's all. Have good house for sleeping. Why? Now these boys and girls, they are sleeping on the floor, sleeping on open air. What is the difficulty? The animal's house can sleep. It is a practice also. So don't require any gorgeous arrangement for sleeping or living. We should simply try to educate our Krishna consciousness. Other things are covered. That is Atmanam Sarvata Rakshit. Atmanam Sarvata Rakshit Tato Dharma. Dharma. This Dharma. Dharma means religion. Actually, religion is not exact equivalent of the word Dharma. Dharma, as I have explained several times, you know, Dharma Dridhaka. Dharma means you exist by some natural symptom. That is called Dharma. Everyone has got some natural symptom. That is Dharma. According to Sanskrit meaning, that is Dharma. Just like this light is a substance. What is this Dharma? Reason to give light, to illuminate. So without illumination, there is no meaning of light. Similarly, your Dharma, what is your religion? Your religion is to serve Krishna. That is your religion. Now you serve in different way according to time, circumstances, country, that is a different thing. But your religion is to serve God. That is your religion. Nivesh Sarupa Nitya Krishna Das. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately gives you the definition of religion or your occupation, natural duty, natural function. Always mind that. Just like the light's natural function is to give illumination, prakash. Similarly, your natural function is to serve Krishna. That's all. You have no other reason. That is all. No other reason. When you understand this convincingly, then we are situated in our religion. Just like Krishna said, in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, he says, Dharma samsthapanarthaya, just to re-establish religion. Dharma samsthapanarthaya. People forget nature's, material nature's function is there to put you into illusion. Always. So our forgetfulness is another illusion. We forget our relationship with God, Krishna. Then adharma. That is, instead of becoming servant of Krishna, I become servant of so many things. I say I become servant of my family, servant of my country, society, humanity, cats, dogs, so many things. Servant I remain, but I become servant of so many things. So I have to convert from this servitorship to Krishna's servitorship. Therefore Krishna said, Dharma samstapana. This is Dharma, samstapana. What Dharma, what kind of religion Krishna established? He said that I incarnate to establish religion. He never came to establish a Hindu religion, a Christian religion, or Mohammedan religion, or Buddha religion. He established real religion. What is the real religion? Sarva dharman parityaja. You give up all this nonsense, so-called religion and faith. It's simply surrender. That is religion. That is real religion. All other, any other religion, which does not teach how to surrender unto God, that is pretension, that is not religion. According to Vedic understanding, this is religion. This is natural fun. Atmanam sarvatu rakse tato dharma tato dhanam. First of all, you try to protect yourself, and then take to real religion, natural function of the Atma. Then try to, because we are in this material condition, we require economic development also. So that is very easy also. Krishna has given you enough land to just little work. The animals are there, the cows will give you milk. If you till a little land, you get some grains, that is sufficient. Economic development. You don't require big factories, big workshops, and whole day and night with motor cars, and going this way and that way. There is no necessity for economic development. This is Maya. Simply, at the end, he will eat some grains or some this or that, little, and the whole day. Therefore they are called Mula. According to Bhagavad Gita, they are rascals. Mula ants. Just like ants. The beast, a bird, he takes waterman's load, 3 tons, 4 tons, whole day working, but eating a morsel of grass. Yes. He has no knowledge that I take a morsel of grass I live, and why whole day I wear this so much tons of clothing of the waterman. We have no experience of the ass's business in India. The waterman loads the ass 3 tons, and he goes to the water side, and the waterman washes all these clothing in some bank of river or reservoir of water. Again, evening, the ass brings back the clothing. So, the karmis, they have been described in the Bhagavad Gita, Mula. and simply unnecessary, working day and night, whole life, without taking care of the Atma, without taking care of the religion. You cannot. What is this nonsense? You are losing yourself. You do not know what life you are going to get next life. You don't care for this. Never mind whatever life I get. This life I got, let me work hard and accumulate money. Where the money will be? In the bank. My sons and my daughters will enjoy. This is such. That sadhana would be kunapirtita. All bodily conception. Atat grihat sutato vittai janasamo. This is illusion. This is illusion. Simply walking like us, without knowing what is the end of life, what is the destiny of life. All assets, we are discussing. Krishna consciousness movement is very nice. You can understand what is what. That is knowledge. So tato dhamma tato dhanam atmani dikite sati kuto dhamma kuto dhanam. But if you do not understand yourself, what you are, then what is the meaning of your religion and your economic development? If you do not know what you are, first of all you must know what you are and what is your business, what is your destination, what is your aim of life. Then begin work, begin religious, become economic developer and so on, so many things. But if you are in darkness to understand yourself, then what is the meaning of this accumulation of wealth or so-called religion and so-called economy? No. So here Narad Muni advises that you have explained dharmadaya, so artha. In different literature you have divided the whole Vedas in understandable language, Puranas. Puranas means supplementary to the Vedas, to explain the Vedic knowledge according to the quality. Every human being is under some quality of the material nature. Some of them are in darkness or ignorance. Some of them are in passion. And some of them are mixed, ignorance and passion. And some of them are in light or goodness. Not all in the same level. There are different classes of men. Just like in our high-grade library we find so many philosophical books. But if you go to ordinary man, he will find some nonsensical literature, fiction, and sex psychology, this, that, according to taste. According to taste, different taste. Because there are different classes of men. That will be explained in the next verse. He says, Narad Muni, Natad vachas chitrapadam harirjasa jagat pavitram pradinita karichi tad vayasam tikam usanti manasa najatra hamsa niramanti sikshaya. So he is comparing all the books written by Vasudeva, including the Vedanta philosophy. He says that this is Vayasa Tikam. Vayasam Tikam, Vayasa means crows. And the crows and their place of pleasure. Have you seen crows? In India we have got many crows. In your country, crows are not free. But in India, the crows, they take pleasure in all nasty things. The crows. You will find they will take pleasure in a place where all nasty things are thrown, garbage. They will pick out the garbage, find out whether there is mucus, whether there is pus, whether just like flies. They will sit down on the stool, Mokkika pranochan. And the bees, they will try to take honey. Even in animals, you will see. The honey, the bees will never come to the stool. And the ordinary flies, they never go to collect honey. Similarly, there are divisions in the birds, divisions in the bees, divisions in human society. So you cannot expect that ordinary person will come to Krishna consciousness. Because they have been trained to become flies. They will test stool. The modern education is to teach people to become flies on the stool. Not here, Krishna consciousness. But you make it a honeycomb. Those who are seeking after honey, they will find here itself. Don't make it a stool society. Make it a honey society. At least give chance those who are seeking after honey. Don't cheat people. So they will come. So here, Narada Muni says that you have compiled so many books. That's all right. So what is the idea? The idea is dharmanaya. You are teaching religious principles. That is in the book. There are 20 Vinsati Dharma Shastra. This Manusangita, Parashar Muni's law and social custom, these are so many things. But these are originally by different stages. But Vasudeva made a compilation just for proper use. People can understand them. So, he has explained all these books for use of the human society undoubtedly. How to become religious, how to develop economic position, how to understand what is liberation, how to satisfy restrictedly sense gratification, just like in books, in Vasudeva books, you will find these different kinds of, just like those who are eating flesh. That is also given direction by Vasudeva. In the Tamasic Puran for the persons who are in ignorance. So, he does not deny anyone. He has made books in such a way that any person reading books, just like in school, there are different classes and different books are recommended for different classes. Similarly, Vasudeva has given the whole Vedic literature in such a nice way, in the form of Puranas, that any man can be elevated to the highest position. Reading books like this. Take for example, that one who is addicted to take intoxication, eating flesh, and sex life, because these are natural instincts. Loke bhavaya amisha madhya seva nityasta jantu nahita prachodana. Nobody is required to give lessons, to teach. Nobody is required to be taught how he has to make sexual intercourse. Nobody has to, with a certain given lesson, how he can intoxicate. Don't you see? The intoxicant, intoxicated person, they become automatically. There is no university. There is no education system that you become, take LSD like this. No. There is a natural tendency to become intoxicated, to take liquor, LSD, ganja, wine, or very easily can to use such life. Look at Pabhyasa, these are naturally these things that can be automatically. There is no question. Then what is the use of book? The book is restricting. That they do not know. When Vasudeva recommends that you must have sex life by marriage, that means restriction. That means restriction. You cannot have sex life here and there unrestricted. You have but one wife or one husband, and that is also restricted only for begetting child. You can have sex life. So many things. The whole idea is restriction. Not that because I got a wife with the machine for sex life. No. And marrying me, that doesn't mean. Marriage does not mean like that. It is restriction. The whole Vedic civilization is to bring man to the transcendental platform by restricting all his nonsense habits to nil. But not all of a sudden gradually, according to the quality. Similarly, those who are addicted to flesh eating, meat eating, all right, because it says all right, we can eat, but sacrifice an animal before the deity, goddess Kali, and then, so that the man who is eating meat will not revolt. If I say, just like many men revolts are, that girl, what is that? Maria, she revolted. She revolted. She was always trying to plead, why this restriction? Why? So I have to tell you, if you don't like the restriction, then go ahead. You don't have to do it. What can we do? So, they do not want restriction. That is natural tendency. But these shastras are meant for restriction. Just like marriage is restriction of sex life. And offering sacrifice before goddess Kali, that is also a restriction of meat eating. You cannot eat meat by purchasing from the slaughterhouse. That is not recommended. If you want to eat meat, then you just sacrifice one goat, not cows, no. Goat. And useless animals, all right, you take. Goat is recommended to be sacrificed. So you can take. And in India, the meat eating or flesh eating is not restricted. But not the useful animal, cow, the most useful animal, cow. So, these books, these literature, I mean to say Vedic literature, is meant for restricting our life and elevating ourselves. So, Narad says that you have explained all these religious principles or sense gratification, economic behavior very nicely. So therefore our Krishna consciousness movement is simply for glorifying the Lord. That is the only business. Not other things are secondary. And that is being taught. So if you want to write books, you write books by glorifying the Lord. Natad matas chitra padam harer jasa. The Narad says, Chitrapadamapi Vasudeva Bhatirikta Anna Visajnana was Anna Visajnana Vasa Chaturja. Siddha Swami comments that except describing the glories of the Lord, any literature, any science, any contribution is simply a jugglery of vocabulary. That's all. Jugglery. Vakuchatutra. Vak means vocabulary and chaturya means jugglery. Simply setting some words in a jugglery way just to draw people's attention, to waste time, that's all. Vakuchatutra. Vasudeva Bhatirikta Anna Visajnana was eva Anna Visajnana Vakuchatutra. Khilam eva itiya. Khilam, it is insignificant. Chitrapadamapi jad basa purijjasa naprabhivita. He can write nice books using your literary career, metaphor, and what is called, so many things are producing nice literature. But if there is no glorification of the Lord, then Hare Dasa Pragnita Tad Bhayasam Tirtham, then it is just like the place where the crows take place. That's all. Because such kind of literature will be accepted by men who are like crows. Tad Bhayasam Tirtham Kakatulyanam Kaminam Rutisthanam Usanti Mannante. Just like Kaminam, those are very lustful. What is their pleasure spot? Like vagina. That's all. That is urinal. That is his pleasure. His urinal is a very nice place. But he is sophisticated. He finds out he is very nice. This analytical study of Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam is revolting. But we must talk the real thing. This commentator, Siddha Swami, he has given very nice example. Kamina Roti Sthanam. As the lusty man finds pleasure in the vagina, similarly, these sort of literature, nonsense literature, are enjoyed by persons who are just like crows. Not this is called swan. Swan will not go to that place. They will search out some place where there is nice transparent water and lotus star, lilies, and nice trees and good birds. They are taking examination. So even if you see among the animal society, in the bird society, there is discrimination, and if in the human society there is no such discrimination, what kind of civilization there is? A crow civilization, a black crow civilization. Simply it's trying to take pleasure in nonsense, clubs, and liquor shop, and so-called cinema, and they're trying to take pleasure there. They not, Narad is complaining that the whole so-called books describing about the Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha is just like the crackers or the crows pleasure hunting. Natad Vataschitta Parana Harir Jasa Jagat Pavitra. But if you produce a single literature wherein simply there is glorification of God, anyone who will read will derive some immediately transcendental benefit. Produce the page only back to Godhead. That will bring illusion to the human society about understanding of spiritual life. Don't produce nonsense literature. Try for one page. Manasa Satta Pradhane Manasi Bhattamana Hamsa means the swans, they were called Paramahamsa. The highly elevated spiritual person is called Paramahamsa. Paramahamsa, they in the society, in the sannyas state, there are 4 stages of development. Kutichak, Bahudak, Paribrajaka, and Paramahamsa. Kutichak, when a person takes sannyas, he lives in a cottage outside the village, but does not go home. But he is not accustomed to travel or to beg from door to door, so whole day and night he keeps himself in that cottage, and from his relative and home something is supplied for his food. There is the stage of Kutica, to take supply from home. The next stage is Bahuda. When it comes to the understanding that I have given up my home, why shall I take help from my home? I am considering that home is my place. Why not everyone my friends? Vasudeva Kutumbaka. Everyone is my family, everyone. And that is next stage. So he can go to India, you can give me one chapati. Will not give. A sannyasi. Anyone will give. They trained also like that any grihastha, householder, if a sannyasi comes, immediately he should be received and respected. That is also Vedic culture. Sannyasi should be treated as the children of the society. Everyone, still there is, in a village a sannyasi goes, he will get hundreds of invitations. Swamiji, please come, take your vikha at my place. So he has no question of eating and living. So many people will give him shelter. He is not in the wilderness. If actually a sannyasi travels all over the country, he has no problem. Village to village, everyone is deceived. This is called Bahuda. And then Paribrajaka Acharya. Then when he is still father, elevated, then he gives instruction. Why he should eat only without giving something to them. He'll feel like that. Why for nothing I shall accept food from others? I must give something. So whatever knowledge I have got, I must distribute. This is Paribrajaka. And when one is experienced in everything and he above all material affection, that is called Paramaham. Hamsa. Why Hamsa means Swan? Why he is compared with Hamsa? The Hamsa has got a qualification to take the essence. If you give a swan milk mixed with water, he has got some tactics. He will simply take the milk casing and the water will remain there. Similarly, Hamsa means one who has taken the essence of this cosmic manifestation. What is that essence? Krishna. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Everything, all manifestation, all activities, they are all Krishna's energy. Therefore Krishna is the center, just like the same way. What is this material cosmic manifestation? It is the sun, that's all. Similarly, there are millions of suns. Therefore Krishna is the ultimate. Krishna Shudra. Sarvakarana Karanam, causes of all cause. So one who takes Krishna is Paramahamsa. So every Vaishnava, every devotee of Krishna, pure devotee of Krishna is a Paramahamsa. So we are teaching people to become immediately Paramhansa, highest stage of sannyas. And the method is simply chanting Hare Krishna. The post is Paramhansa.